Hello, good morning, everyone. Today we are going to see the topic on bio world economy. I would like to thank the organizers for the symposium today. This international symposium is going to highlight many views as well as the visions which are manipulating for the situation as of now, what we can able to do the better things for your requirements. There are many ways we can able to improve and sustain our economy, but the bio world economy is going to highlight few points as well as the focus which are making the necessary steps as of now. The United Nations have described the global sustainability development goals, which are making the essence of 17 factors we are going to see in our talk today. The bioworld economy is nothing but it is the engagement of biological organisms, biological substances, or biological environment, which are concretely making the essence for us to think and able to utilize the opportunity to improve our current economy in this world. These pictures could able to highlight several things, the biological organisms which are available on Earth as well as underwater as well as in the atmospheres of the air. So we could able to holistic manner to approach for these particular components which are making the efficiency as well as the effectiveness to improve the global economy. Myself, Dr. B. Ramanathan, I am the founder and managing director of ACE International Private Limited, Singapore. We are supporting for the companies who can able to leverage into the next level for globalization as well as the improvement in the business strategies. Why do we need a sustainable and circular bioeconomy? When we are talking about many things, we have to consider several factors. It is also a supportive element for the socio-economic factors as well as the government to make the effective governance as well as supporting for the people and effectively controlling the climate mitigations. Now it is the actions oriented call because many places the pollutions are going to destroy the sources and resources for the future generation. So we must need to be getting alarmed as well as think about that. How do we able to handle these climate mitigations very effectively to control the pollutions not to spoil the mother earth renewable as well as the modernization because of the industry revolution 4.0 many things are going to change because the productions in the manufacturing sectors as well as integration of machine sources and the eradication of manual involvement. So these kind of changes are going to make the huge change. At the same time, we have to think about the ecosystem. How do we able to control the biodiversity of the restorations? Bioeconomy and the circular economy, it is nothing but the circular economy as non-biological substances and non-biological materials which are making the environment to get spoiled. Raw materials such as polymers or any other fiber materials, recycled content is going to be sustained in long time, and we cannot able to manipulate anything for the plastics or glass or any other non-recyclable things. So we have to think alternatively. How do we able to source the biological materials? How do we able to manufacture it in a particular manner to support for the need and distributing those kind of things and collecting back for the recycling process. These are all the values we must need to think for sustainable packaging materials which are going to add on value in the bioeconomy areas. How do we able to think eco bioeconomic welfare? Because most of the time we are talking about the welfare which are very much demandable as of now. Sustainable green power that is making the integration of global policies, the holistic approach, welfare economy, welfare eco-bio economy, welfare bio diplomacy, the quality in green energy sources or green substances, smart and sustainable development goals. How do we achieve with the green power policies? Food safety and security. These things are making the huge accumulation for the agricultural environment, especially the food productions. So all these things put together, the integrated green power sources, which are going to add on value for the human welfare. Circular bioeconomy, when we are talking about the conditions as of now, it should not deviate from the cyclic changes, as well as the circular economy is going to add on value. We must need to think about the clusters in various levels, sustainable biomass, which are sourcing out from the environment. At the same time, we could not able to deviate from the alignment together with the cyclic changes. Use of these reduce and waste from the biomass to produce certain kind of added value products like food or feed for animals. At the same time, prolonged use of these materials going to add on value for the people and the society. That is very, very important. We can able to consider the biomass can be an alternative source for the bioenergy biofuels. We have to find it out how the society could able to benefit when we are thinking about renewable energy source or provisioning of many components which are available from the biological environments or the cultural changes in the mindset of the people, how to adapt and apply bioenergy or biological products. This kind of circular bioeconomy is going to create the well-being status of the humankind. We must need to adapt with the conditions correlation with the natural sources. Mainly, the ecological boundaries are must protected from the environment, as well as it should not deviate from the level of natural sources. That is very, very important as of now. Bioeconomy, it is not only the conditions to produce the economical value, but also the employment turnover. That is very, very important. We have to think about the employment sources. Nearly 18.6 million jobs could be able to produce with this kind. The turnover could be 2.2 trillion euros. It's a huge economical value, but at the same time, how do we able to mitigate all these things? We have to go by category. There are many things we can able to think different kind of job sources and different kind of materials which are originated or produced from the biological substances. These are all the value addition for the bioeconomy. What are the bioeconomy activities to depend for sustainable development goals prescribed by United Nations? I already mentioned 17 goal sets are available. How do we able to think these goals could be an opportunity for how the people how to sustain their life or lifestyle? These are all the values for the futuristic vision. Uh, Especially underwater conditions or life on land, um, and environmental conditions, how to sustain well for the people. All these things are putting together for the value to think for the activities aligned together for sustainable development goals. How does bioeconomy lead to sustainable development? Bioeconomy, we have to think of not only the economic values but social development based on renewable sources or resources. Uh, Especially, we have to consider the land, forest, sea, and freshwater environment, where we can able to protect the natural sources, bio-based materials and processes. We must need to require certain kind of changes or policies in the government, how to make more efficiency for the process and skills in the society for manipulating all these together. It is the demand as of now because, as I already mentioned, sustainable development is not a goal, but it is the necessity for the demand to protect the Mother Earth. What is biodegradable? Biodegradation is the breakdown of organic matter by microorganisms. Not all bioplastics are biodegradable, not biodegrade more easily than oil fuel derived plastics. We have to consider the origin of the biodegradable material, how it would be going to add in the environment and getting recycled automatically, or we have to make more efficient ways to recycle the process. We all this putting together, how do we able to achieve the zero waste? That is the ultimate aim. Why a forest-based economy? We are surrounded with forest environment, the natural forest, mountain forest. So we have to think how do we able to manipulate the production lines, especially getting more energy sources, chemicals, food industries could be able to evolve from the forest-based economy. There are a lot of research and innovation products are going on. How do we able to effectively use all these things to create the new wood based materials or new energy based materials or new food industries to emerge from the forest based economy? Wood based fashion, many people earlier they used the based products for their for their housing rules or the environment where they are living, especially the furnitures and other items they are using from the wood based kind of materials. But now it is the uh, time of modernization. Many people are using artificial things like plastics or any other metals. We have to rethink how do we able to go back to use the wood as a source of material, because it is very user friendly as well as degraded in the environment. We don't want to produce a lot of carbon emission by way of the factories who are producing the plastic materials or metal industries who are isolating the metals from the natural source like ores, mines, and other things. So we must need to think how we can go back to the wood-based fashion fabrics as well as other utilities. That is the aim for developing new insights and new focus. What are your action plan for reducing the human impact in the climate? Because it's a red alarming for everywhere. Global warming is increasing the temperature, so the natural sources, especially the polar regions, the icebergs are going to melt, and it is going to increase the water level in the sea. We must need to think how do we practice effectively to protect the serious environmental conditions not to spoil the climate and not to increase the sea level. So many countries are getting alarmed in these aspects, and how do we able to focus well for the bioeconomy, substituting the exploitation of fossil fuels and combustion of material to produce the heat energy sources for the environment. So the renewable biomass is the alternate productions. We have to think for that. Why the bioplastics are focused very well, because the CO2 emissions must need to be controlled, and we can able to effectively use these biodegradable plastic materials origin from different kind of sources like corn plates, arabica plates, and other products based from the um, wood, especially bamboo, also used as a kind of packaging material for many things. So we have to think alternatively how effectively we can use the renewable sources from the bioplastics. The bioeconomy, there are a lot of benefits we can able to mention, especially biopharmaceuticals and the food materials which are origin from the natural sources and added value by food industries. The byproducts from the different waste materials, the recyclable materials, those things we have to think. And farming, especially the natural source, is giving lot of energy, and especially the sun, solar energy. So we can able to think how do we effectively use the natural resources to turn into the farming business. The biocycle, the mechanism, as well as other perpetual production, putting together all the community, especially the local areas where the farmers can able to understand better how do they able to use the natural sources to produce the effective farming products and making the use of a different kind of added value. Like sugar factory is one kind of added value when they are producing the sugar cane, and it is going to add on value in many byproducts, not only the food as well as the sugarcane molasses. They are going to use for different kind of recyclable materials, packaging materials, or any other plate materials and other sources. Approximately 1,200 waste disposal facilities are available in the nationwide. We can able to consider different kind of sources coming out from the garbage materials, raw garbage, cloth materials, paper or wood materials, and plastic garbages. Approximately 60 million ton per every year nationwide it is going to produce. So we have to make effective policies. How do we able to recycle the bio-derived resources for the people to utilize the environment effectively? At the same time, we can use the waste disposal to turn into different kind of fuel, like especially ethanol productions or any other petrochemical products we can able to um, produced from the natural recyclable materials. Overcoming the challenges which are very, very difficult for handling the waste materials as of now in the global sector, because there are a lot of complications in the waste materials. How do we able to educate the people, engage the people, and making the cultural changes to adapt? That is very, very important. There are many ways we can able to use the biomass production from the waste energy sources. How do we able to use the gas production from the biomasses that is going to add value for the future energy sources? Especially, it is going to be sustainable and stable forever, because most of the products we are using every day, but we did not think that much efficiently how to use those products more effectively. Farmers who can able to plant the biotech crops, that is also going to increase more income, almost $19 billion worth. Also reduce the carbon emissions by different kind of activities, and that is also going to add nearly 23 billion kilograms to be reduced by the carbon emission. The equivalent removal of the sources like 15.3 million cars from the roads. So we must need to think the alternative efficient way of biotech crops, how it is going to increase the value in the bioeconomy. There are research and development every aspects and everywhere it is going on, especially in biosciences kind of areas. There are a lot of areas we can able to mention, but few things we can able to highlight here: biohealth, bioenergy, bioindustrial aspects, and agricultural based biological applications. These are all the values, especially biohealth. We can able to think about the commercial values in the biopharmaceutical, nutraceuticals, medical devices, natural compound bioactives, or biomolecules which are going to add on value for the humankind. There are many ways the industrial 4.0 also adding the value, e-health, artificial intelligence, and so on. Bioenergy, already we have seen the ethanol productions, methane production, biooil, and biodiesel. These are all the values. Jetoba is also a kind of good source for producing the biodiesel. In Singapore also they are going to create these kind of approaches. Bio-industrial sustainable development is entirely depending on the bio industries who are going to add on value not only in the management or production for biomaterials. There are many products we can able to say: bioplastics, biocoatings, bio catalysts, bioadhesives. These are all very effectively applicable for the social environmental protection, as well as making the people to be very comfortable without any kind of health hazards or other ailments. Agriculture based bio, because many bio products which are coming out from the farming business, we could not able to think about the values. Earlier traditional ways we eradicate many important things, but now we are focusing for many things, especially animal productions or any kind of feed which are going to add on value for the nutraceutical kind of things, medical cannabis, animal nutritional supplements, functional foods, and other materials which are coming out from the agricultural fiber products. Synthetic DNA is the miracle, especially it is scaling up and making the advancement in the bioinformatics. Yes, most of the things are getting automated as of now because of the software development and other kind of supporting equipment. It is also going to add many important things, not only for the food materials, also sustaining, creating the way for sustainable agriculture, biosecurity, vaccines, therapeutics. Recently, the COVID time, the humankind is mainly protected by the vaccine productions. Quickly, they create the environment to control by the vaccine, which are going to protect the humankind for against of this tiny virulent organism, COVID-19 virus. Restoration of damaged ecosystem. How do we? Because many places the soil, water, everything is polluted because of synthetic pesticides or artificial kind of materials. So we have to think how to restore the values of those environment. Many people, they are using the bioenzymes or biological organisms. In our period earlier, the pseudomonas bacteria they are using for oil spillage, any water body which are getting contaminated with the fossil fuel. Sometimes the ships are getting accident and the oils are spreaded in the water. So they can use the biological organisms as a source to clean those kind of pollution. Microbe mediated kind of chemicals. Already I mentioned bioenzymes, biometabolites, and other sources are involved for these kind of supporting elements. Petroleum kind of replacements. Fossil fuels must need to be replaced by other alternative sources. Textile productions, because mostly the cotton and other byproducts are coming from the plants, which are making the add-on value for textile productions. Especially bamboo also contribute a lot for the fiber material to produce the cloth. Biological kind of economy, when the global trend is turned into these particular implications and sustainability kind of points, we have to think the food security is very, very important. The sources of biological environment or biological organisms which must need to think many ways. The mushroom or any other vegetables or animals stock, especially the veterinary field, they are thinking a lot how to improve the quality of the food support. And the same time, we have to handle the process, the policies which are going to add on value. We must need to enrich the understanding and knowledge sources and treat the people how to learn some skills or mitigate with the problems. So we have to think to many ways, especially information and communication technology is going to create the new environment for them, how to learn and make the transformation for effective process. When sorry, when we are thinking for long-term sustainable development, we must need to ensure the food security, moving from fossil fuel to natural sources, using the well what we don't use yet, the alternative sources not yet able to adapt and apply. All these putting together, we have to think the long-term sustainable development, how it would be going to add on value as well as improve the strategies. as we already seen it, a sustainable and circular bioeconomy. European countries, they are making these kind of models for the people, prosperity, peace, partnership, planet. So all these P's, the five P's, are going to make the huge change in the sustainable development goals. So basically, the biosphere, especially constructed with the basement of biosphere, that is formulating the support for the society and the economy. So we have to go with this kind of approach, how to understand better and preserve all these things, especially from the water sources, underwater sources, mother on earth, as well as the atmosphere of sky. So all these things are putting together effectively how to create the value from the biosphere and constructing the effective sustainable development society. Then it will contribute the economy for the people and country. This map clearly indicating the global bioeconomy typology. We can able to see the light blue color, diverse economy of bio-based kind of sources. Um, the green color is advanced primary sectors based on the bioeconomies, and purple color is making the change in the high-tech bioeconomies, and yellow color is the basic primary sector where based kind of bioeconomies. So the different countries are manipulating in different level how to use the bioeconomies effectively. So we must need to think many ways and making the people to understand better how to mitigate with the sources or resources which are not amicable for them to create the bioeconomy stronger. So all these policies and exchanging values are very, very important as of now. When we are planning for urbanization or creating the smart city or smart country, we have to go with many policies. Building must need to be very smart. We have to build those things are very efficiently and thinking about the green energy sources or green materials. These are all the values. How do we able to transform our environment into a strong motive? Basically, it should not creating any waste and it should not deviating any kind of um, alarmed signals for the climate conditions. Singapore University of Technology Design recently established, and it is the way the world architects they are creating in this particular campus, offering different kind of courses. They are using various kind of technology sources how to provide the green energy building supports in different kind of climate, different kind of environment. So all these things are added value for the futuristic education and the workforces going to make the huge change in the policies. You could see here the amazing architectures environment of Singapore, very very focused and very well established. They are using mostly uh, less waste materials because it should not go to add any kind of waste in future because there is no space for them to keep the waste material. They are recycling very effectively. We will see some slides in this related kind of aspects, and they are making the attractions, the amusement parks and the other attractions that is going to create lot of tourists to come and visit here. So especially we must need to think how do we able to use all these materials sources to attract for the people and creating the new economy for the government. Singapore Changi International Airport, as of now, it is the number three airport in the world, 2022. You could see the environment inside the airport. How do they able to make the green energy sources more attractively for the people to feel and enjoy the environment when they are staying over there during transit time or their travel time? It is making the feeling very great for them to experience. Nightlife in Singapore, there are many things. The night attractions are available in Singapore for the people to go around the country. The sources are very much protected, and it is able to support the people how to enjoy the atmospheres at the most level. And it is also very safe and secure places for them to go around in the night time. Superfarm, recently China and Singapore, they established the Jilin food zone is more than the size of two times of Singapore land environment. Um, Almost it is 1,450 square kilometers area. So they are planning to create the super farm in this particular region, and this is the way we have to think and focus well for our futuristic farm or farming business. Yeah, sustainable agriculture is a kind of good methodology. How do we able to use very effectively for the water sources or the creating the green energy productions from the plants, as well as recyclable water could be added value for fish tank and other things. So all these things are putting the integrated kind of holistic approach. That's very very important when you are creating the farms for your own purpose or country's purpose. Plant factory, as of now, many places it is added value for the futuristic plant-based kind of products to produce, and many people they wanted to approach it because it is less place, more effectively to produce the plant products in a controlled environment. So there are many benefits available. So in future, these kind of things we could able to see in our environment. This is the rooftop garden available in the residential area of Singapore, especially the car park areas. The rooftops are placed for this particular vertical farming. Singapore government is willing to produce nutritious food in their own environment. So they are starting this pipeline project, and it is going to expand in other countries as well. Samak Island, as I already mentioned, the waste recycling process in Singapore is very much amazing things. The waste materials are recycled, materials are isolated. At the same time, non-recyclable materials are incinerated, and the waste ash is going to deposit in the man-made island like Samako, and it is creating the new land area for the Singapore people, so they can able to go and use this environment for their entertainment. At the same time, they are putting solar panels in this particular new places to produce the energy sources, and it is also going to have new fauna and flora, and this is the new island is the first of its kind using from the waste materials in the world. Energy Research Institute in Nanyang Technological University, they are using this unmanned kind of operated vehicle and electric batteries they are using for these vehicles, and they are using some kind of biogases, biodiesels. So we can able to think how do we able to see in future these kind of vehicles on road. No manual driving. Everything is automated and integrated with the sensors. Brand owners now start to think for the renewable carbon chemicals and increase the value for the economy, while the plastic production replaced by the carbon free stock. 2018, we could see 400 metric ton kind of aspects, but in 2050, 1,200 metric tons. Most of them are bio-based, carbon dioxide based, as well as the recycling kind of materials. So we have to focus in our aspects. How do we able to engage certain kind of research activities or value addition for the people, managing all these effective things, how to create the economy based with the biological products or biological substances. AC International Private Limited, we are a management consultation company and research experimental design and supporting company. Our products and services are based on the business excellence process. We are providing the consultation, auditing, licensing, and certification kind of support for the companies, especially ISO standards and the safe standards. Education, training, and workshops, conferences, and other aspects we are supporting for the institutes and industries. Research and innovative product development we are supporting. Digital transformation solutions are very important as of now. Online based kind of things are very much increased, so we can able to provide the effective products and solutions for those people. Business and management services, we are looking for the opportunity. Investment and funding sources, we are creating from different sources for the business to sustain. Career advisory supports and material sourcing and resourcing. We are the expert for those kind of areas. Thank you for your kind patience, and we are looking forward to collaborate together in many ways. Institute industry partnership is one of the best kind, so where we can able to support for the students and faculties to think about the online sources as well as the real-time environment. How do we able to work together? If you want to contact me, you can note down this contact information. We can able to continue our collaboration in future. Thank you. All the best for the attendees and participants who are going to make the new insights and changes in coming days. Thank you so much.